Hi there, I'm Mr. Orr, and we are back again talking about factoring. This time we are talking about factoring quadratics in which you have a coefficient in front of the x squared, a number other than 1. All right, same start, and in this case, the only way to get a 3 is 3 times 1. So I'm going to multiply the 3x times the x. That will give me 3x squared. All right, now the way to get 20 is 4 times 5, or 2 times 10, or 20 times 1. Okay, now here's what I want to do. Let's take a look at these two and these two. 20 times 1, 3 times 1. Okay, now notice, by the way, the signs are all plus, so I have to have pluses here. So I'm going to be adding the two numbers that I get when I multiply this out. So I want to multiply the 20 times 1 and the 3 times 1. Let's multiply the 3 times the 20 is 60, 1 times 1 is 1. There's no way I can add or subtract those two numbers to get a 17 in the middle. That didn't work. Let's try it the other way. 1 times 20 is 20, 3 times 1 is 3. Remember, I have to add these two numbers. Yes, it's true that 20 minus 3 is 17, but I don't have that option here because everything is a plus. 20 plus 3 is 23, and that doesn't work. So we have eliminated this as a possibility. Let's look at 2 times 10. So 3 times 1, 2 times 10. 3 times 2 is 6, 10 times 1 is 10, 10 plus 6 is 16, not 17. Didn't work. All right, let's try it the other way. 10 times 3 is 30, 2 times 1 is 2, that's 32, that's not 17, that didn't work. So we can get rid of that as a possibility. Now we'll look at 3 times 1, 4 times 5. 4 times 3 is 12, 5 times 1 is 5, 12 plus 5 is 17. Happily, that's going to be the answer. Now, the 4 multiplied by the 3. So the 4 has to go here to multiply by the 3. And over here, the 5 multiplied times the 1. Now let's see what we have. We have 3 times 4 is 12x, plus 5 times 1 is 5x. That's 17x in the middle. We have 3x times x is 3x squared, and 4 times 5 is 20. There's your answer. All right, let's take a look at the second one I've written up here, which is 4x squared minus 3x plus 5. Okay, here is our factorization. Now there's another trick. 4 can be broken out by 2 times 2 or by 4 times 1. Two possibilities. Over here, however, 5 can only be 5 times 1. So I know I have a 5 and a 1 here. This is a plus and this is a minus. Remember, the only way to get a plus here is if you multiply two pluses together or two minuses together. Two positives or two negatives. It's got to be two negatives because this is a negative. So that's a negative and that's a negative. Now I know I'm going to have an x here and an x here. The only thing I don't know is it 2x times 2x or 4x times 1x. All right, we need a negative 3 in the middle. So let's see how we can get that. If I put a 2 here and a 2 here, I get negative 2x minus 10x, that's negative 12x. Doesn't work. All right, and if I reversed these numbers, that's not going to help any. That would be a 5, that would be a 1, but I still get negative 10 minus 2 is negative 12. So that didn't work. So let's go back to here and try a 4 and a 1. Now I'm going to try the 1 here and the 4 here. That would give me negative 5 minus 4 would give me negative 9. That didn't work. So, whoops, I still want that to be a 5, but I want to switch these around to a 5, to a 4 and a 1. Okay, minus 20 minus 1 is 21. Now, what's happened here, 4x squared minus 3x plus 5, is that we have picked one that is not factorable. All right, 4x squared, yeah, minus, all right, so let's switch to the third one. Sometimes you will find problems, quadratics, that are not factorable. There's no combination you can come up with In which case, as we advance in mathematics, you will have other ways of solving that besides factoring, including the quadratic formula and completing the square. We will get to those. All right, let's try the third one and see if it works. 4x squared minus 13x plus 10. Okay, let's go to this. And this one can be 2 times 5 or 10 times 1. This one can be 2 times 2 or 4 times 1. So now we have a lot of possibilities. One thing we do know is that they're both going to be minus signs. That's a plus, that's a minus. A minus times a minus gives me a plus, and a minus combined with a minus gives me a minus. All right? Now, I know I've got an x here and an x here, and I know I have to have a minus and a minus. Now, here's what I'm going to do. 2 times 2, 2 times 5. So I'm going to try this one with this one. 2 times 2 is 4, 5 times 2 is 10. 10 plus 4 is not 13. Didn't work. Flipping them around does no good because I just put a 2 in place of a 2. So I can eliminate that as a possibility. Let's try the 10. So I would have 2 times 2 over here and 10 times 1 over here. 10 times 2 is 20. 2 times 1 is 2. That's 22. That doesn't work. So what we can do is eliminate that as a possibility because we tried it with these two and we tried it with these two. All right, let's go to 4 times 1. 4 times 1, 2 times 5. All right, 2 times 4 is 8. 5 times 1 is 5. 8 plus 5 is 13. That looks really good. So let's put the minus, let's see, I'm going to put a 4 here and a 1 here. And that worked with the 2 times the 5. The 2 times the 4 is what I used here. 2 times 4 was 8, so I want the 2 here, so it multiplies by the 4. And then over here, I want the 5. So now let's see if we have it. 4x times x is 4x squared. 4x times negative 2 is negative 8x. Negative 5 times 1 is negative 5x. That's going to give me, in the middle, negative 13x. And at the end, 5 times 2 is 10, and it's going to be positive. So there's the correct factorization. Let's see if we can look at one more while we're doing these. And I'm going to try to find one. Here's a good one. 4x squared plus 17x plus 15. 4x squared plus 17x plus 15. All right, now, I know this can be 2 times 2 or 4 times 1, and I know this one can be 3 times 5 or 15 times 1. Same idea here. Let's start with the 2 times 2, try 3 times 5. Now look at the signs here. Everything's a plus. So that's going to be a plus, that's going to be a plus. I know I have an x here and an x here. All right, so 3 times 2 is 6, 5 times 2 is 10. 10 and 6 is 16, not 17. All right, let's try a different one. Let's try 4 times 1, 3 times 5. 4 times 1, 3 times 5. 3 times 4 is 12. 5 times 1 is 5. That's 17. It looks a lot like the last problem. It's a little bit different. Okay, so we ended up with a 4 and a 1. And we have a 3 and a 5. And the 3 multiplied by the 4, so it goes here. And the 5 goes here. And there's your factorization. All right. Let's stop there, and I may do another video with some more of these, because these do take some getting used to. Thanks very much.